continuing on with volume and surface area, I just want to show you another example here. We now have a prism, a rectangular prism with a pyramid on top of it. So let's take a look at what this one looks like. Again, I'll start off with volume. So we're sort of doing volume, and I'll just say volume of a box plus the volume of pyramid. Volume of the box, if you take a look at our formula sheet, the volume of that is length times width times height. So those numbers are all provided here, 8, 3, and 3. Those are the length, width, and the height. So we will just say 3 times 8. Order is not important. So when I multiply all of that together, I get that the volume of the box is 72 inches cubed. Volume of a pyramid, if you look at that formula is 1/3 big B times H. Big B, anytime you see a big B on the formula sheet, that represents area of base. So depending on what type of pyramid you have, your base can change. You can have a triangular base pyramid, a hexagonal pyramid. This one, the base is a rectangle. So this outlined part here is the base of the pyramid. So the dimensions of that base are 3 inches and this 3 inches here. So the base of the pyramid is a 3 by 3. Technically, it's a square. So how do I find the area of a square? Technically, I do length times width. So again, this part can change depending on what that shape is. If it was a triangle, I would do 1/2 base times height. But it's not, it's a square, so we'll do length times width. So 1/3 times, length times width is 3 times 3, times, and then the height of the pyramid is actually from here all the way down to here. That's technically the height of the pyramid. That's from the highest point at the top straight through the middle down to the base. That's the height. We don't know what that is, but what we do know is that we again sort of have this nice little sliver where we can turn it into a right triangle. So if this is the height that we're trying to solve for, I'll call it H. When I drop down this altitude, I make a 90-degree angle, so that's my 90-degree angle. This 3 gets cut in half, so that becomes 1.5. And then if you take a look at the hypotenuse there, the hypotenuse they kind of give to us as 5 inches. So now this is what I'm trying to solve in order to get this H right here. So off to the side here, I'll just do it above. We'll say 5 squared equals 1.5 squared plus h squared. So when I solve that out, you end up getting h squared equals 22.75. Square root both sides, you get h is about 4.8. So times 4.8. So now we just multiply all of this together. When we do that, we end up getting a volume for the pyramid of about 14.4 inches cubed. Again, this figure is sitting on top of the box, so we add them together. When I add that all together, I get a volume of 86.4 inches cubed. Alright, let's take a look at surface area. So, as a reminder for surface area, you are not including the part that kind of is sitting on top of it. So we are not including the base of the pyramid, and technically we're not including one side of the box. So now the box only has 5 sides. So because we're not including the base of the pyramid, we are going to do the lateral area of the pyramid. If you look at your formula sheet, the lateral area of the pyramid formula is 1/2 slant height times P. P here stands for perimeter of base. So we knew earlier that that base was a 3 by 3. So perimeter again just means add up all the sides of the base. So I'll say 1/2 the slant height was given to us actually, which was 5. So 1/2 times 5 times, and then the perimeter of the base, again you can say 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or you can just say 4 times 3, because there's 4 sides that all have a length of 3. So when I multiply all of that together, I get 30 inches squared, because we're doing area now, as the lateral area of the pyramid. So now when I go to do the surface area, notice of the prism, there really isn't a lateral area formula for that. So we're doing surface area here. The surface area formula is 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. Because you're basically saying I have two sides that each sort of mimic each other. So two sides with the dimensions 8 by 3, that's the front and the back. Two sides that have dimensions 3 by 3, that's the left side and the right side. And then I have the 8 by 3, that's the top and the bottom. So realistically, what's happening here is I want to not include this 3 by 3 side. So I'm actually going to eliminate, we can call this the length and the height. So instead of doing 2 times length and height, I'm actually just going to do 1 times the length and the height, because I'm not including that second side. I'm just including the left side. So let's go ahead and fill in our numbers here. So 2 times 3 times 8 plus 3 times 3 plus 2 times 8 times 3. So again, the reason that I got rid of this 2 here is because we're not including this second side. So when I go ahead and multiply all of that together, I get a surface area of 105 inches squared. So remember, we're adding these two numbers together. So that gives us a surface area of 135 inches squared. All right. One more problem to get through. So if you want to see what it looks like to remove something when we subtract it, please continue on to the next video.